In this video, I want to introduce you to the Large family. Hey, this is Chris Padgett with Happy Place Homestead. Before I get to the grand introductions and Milly's great adventure, I just want to show you a little bit about my day. So usually the first thing I do in the morning after having my coffee is I get my stuff on and I go out and I begin to feed the animals. Now on this particular day, we had some major issues because I've been having difficulties with our brand new chicks. So the difficulties I've been having with our chicks is that about every day or every other day, I'll have a chick that's dying or has died. And to be honest, for me, it's been heartbreaking. And I put some feelers out to see what was going on. And some people thought, well, maybe it's, not enough space. But that space is huge for the amount of chickens that are in there. And then some said, well, maybe if they're too little. Well, they're not. They're a few weeks old. And and then somebody said, well, maybe it's because there are older chicks in with the younger, and they're actually all pretty much the same age, maybe a week's difference. And they've all kind of grown up together in the same environment. So it's not like I'm adding a bunch of new people, new chicks into their group. So I wanted to get to the bottom of this and figure out why I was having some problems in the coop. And that's when I got some advice from somebody that was really helpful. So what she told me was that it's possible that we have a parasite that's in the coop, and it's common this time of year, and it's something to look out for. And I did a little research, and I thought, well, I'm not seeing a bunch of, blood, in the stool, and I'm not seeing the chicks have been henpecked by other chicks. What I'm seeing is that they're lethargic. They're walking around almost like they're drunk. They're not eating well, obviously, and they just, it seems like, are gone within a day. And so after talking to this person, she suggested that I try these couple tips. I don't think she's doing too well.
So what do you think is wrong with this one?
I think she's got that excidiosis. She's very lethargic. She's not moving around hardly at all. And I had to pick her up a second ago just to get her to stand. The first thing I was told was you need to go ahead and make sure you have your apple cider vinegar and anything that can be helpful for their drinks. So I think Justin Rhodes will call it magic water, and a number of people have sworn by the apple cider vinegar, so that's what I did. I made sure that every single one of our waters were cleaned out, were ready to go. In addition, I also cleaned out the coop. Okay, so we're gonna give these guys an overhaul, big time. And I've been adding pretty regularly the fresh chips, but wood chips, but I definitely wanna try to see if we can turn some things over, scrape up the ground a little bit with maybe a metal rake, add new wood chips, kind of organize a little bit, and see if we can get them all the stuff that they need to be okay. Well, we're close. I cleaned out the majority of the top layer, which I probably didn't need to do, but I just wanted to dig a little bit to get some of the things cleaned out just in case. When they die, they're usually right over here. So I cleaned that out pretty good, and then we are going to add some garlic to their feed. We're going to refill it, put some garlic in all the food. And then we've got apple cider vinegar, but we're going to put, I think, even a little more apple cider vinegar just to to help them fight. Because I definitely have a sick chick or two still in here. I'm hoping we can eradicate this coccidiosis and I won't lose any more. But we got the garlic crushed. This is some raw, unfiltered honey. We're gonna add this to the garlic. That's what I said, right?
Yep. And I think you'll add it to the water then, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So obviously you're gonna have to.
Yeah, and then we put oregano into the food. So the oregano, organic oregano, we're gonna try this.
Yep, my oregano did not make it this year. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the waters pretty good. We're gonna add in now our we have the honey and the garlic, and then we're gonna get food and we're gonna add the oregano. You can do a little more on that and then add the oregano. I would just open up the top of it and we're going to get enough out. Because they're probably Italian. They're Italian buns. I think that's good. I have no idea. So. Okay, I think we're good. We got the waters, we got the apple cider vinegar, we got the one with the garlic and the honey, we've got the oregano in the food, we got brand new chips, we got the heat lamps in place. Everybody seems to be okay. There's definitely one or two that I'm worried about, but we'll see in the morning. Well, I'll check on them later tonight. After we took care of putting in the fresh chips, we got the garlic with the feed, we got the apple cider vinegar with the water, we got the other water that has garlic and honey in it, we got the diatomaceous earth down with all of those fresh chips, and the old junk cleaned out and thrown out. I felt like at least we have a chance to explore how this works out for today. And at the end of the night, everybody was happy. And then this morning when I got up, not a single chicken looked sick, and not a single chicken was on the ground dead. So I was super elated. So today I did the same thing, kind of repeat. And I made sure that they had all the stuff that they needed to have a nice dry day, which is a little difficult since it's raining. So after I got done feeding and taking care of the chicks, I realized obviously I had other work that I needed to do. I go and I try to let the other chickens, our meat birds, get food, but it's a real trick because if I put the food down too soon, then what'll happen is the cows will come over and they'll start trying to eat all the chick food. And then we have, of course, the goats. And the goats are insane. If you give any grain to one animal, either to coax them and move them or to help supplement what they're eating with their grass diet, then what happens is that there's this kind of obsessed, almost like addict moment where you are practically trampled to death by animals trying to get to that feed. All right, so one of the other things that I had to tackle that day was I needed to make sure that we took the cart that was being used for the hayride. I took that off of the 4 to 8 end tractor, and I put back on the implement, which is like the blade with these like tilling forks that come down, which I'm going to use in our field for the garden to try to even out the land a little bit more. So as I was getting that taken care of, I recognized that we had a problem because our KuneKune pig, the girl, Milly, Mrs. Large, was making her way over to visit me. What are you doing? Huh? Oh, brother. Are you gonna help me put the plow thing on, the implement? Blade, huh? Gonna help me out with this? I could use your help. All right. Jeez. Now, you guys really haven't met the KuneKune family yet, but we called them the Large family. And the reason we call them the Large family is because of a TV show that we've been watching for years and years. It's called Doc Martin. And Linda and I love that show. We love it because it takes place in this beautiful, small little fishing village in, it seems like the middle of nowhere, England. And it's exceptionally beautiful and picturesque, Port Wayne. And the funny thing about the show is that Doc Martin has a bit of a phobia condition where he freaks out with blood. So he was this world-renowned surgeon, and he has this kind of weird problem with blood. So he has to quit doing that, and he starts to become a surgeon in a small town in the middle of nowhere. And we just have found that show so funny. And one of the main characters is Mr. Large, Large and Sons, and he's a big boy. And so when we got our KuneKune pigs, we decided, you know, what should we name them? And maybe some of you remember that because we asked you, what should we name the pigs? And we got some great answers. And we just decided at the end of the day, I think we're going to go with Mr. Large and Milly Large. And then, of course, we have Diesel, our potbelly pig. Now, this is the thing about the Large family is that they're actually great. KuneKune pigs are phenomenal. I first was introduced to a KuneKune pig when I was in New Zealand, and I love being in New Zealand. I've been there at least 3 times, some incredible people. And on my last day there, Linda and I were there together doing a marriage conference. We had the chance to be introduced to the KuneKune pigs, and they're like the English bulldogs of pigs. KuneKune pigs were, first of all, funny to look at. They had this weird underbite, and they looked, you know, kind of snarly, snaggly, and I immediately thought, if we're gonna have pigs, those are the kind of pigs we should have. So we bought those pigs. We bought our KuneKune pigs here. It seems like maybe the beginning of spring. It was a cold, rainy day, kind of like today. And we had gone to go get these pigs in the middle of nowhere. And when I got there, I realized, wait a minute, I don't know if the pen that we got, the cage that we brought, is going to be big enough for the 2 of them, because they were monsters compared to what I thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to be way smaller, but they're huge.
We're here to pick up 2 KuneKune pigs, a sow and a boar. And I don't know if we could have picked a worse day to do it. It is downpouring, and we've had to drive 2.5 hours to get here, and so we're gonna have to drive 2.5 hours home in this downpour with 2 pigs in the back of our truck. And we have just like a large dog kennel, so we'll see how this goes. But yesterday we made an A-frame hut for them, and it's fenced in, and so the goal is to get them through the winter, and next year we'll do something a little nicer for them. But this has been Chris's dream to have KuneKunes, and so we'll see how this goes.
A lot bigger than we thought.
What'd you say?
They're a lot bigger than we thought, and
So they made fun of your pen, of
No.
your cage?
I think that we're trying to figure out how to get them.
Literally, we put cows in those
I know,
cages,
but-
so that cage, so.
They're cute, but
Are they way back over there, or does he bring them over
they
here?
literally have walked over here.
Yeah, she's the mama. good idea though. The hill, get them to walk right into the truck. Yeah, good luck with that, but it's a good idea. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. All moved in. Nosy neighbors. And then you have the loud neighbors over here. I think little boss man down here is exhausted from the trip. I think he needs to go on a diet. You gonna eat the zip tie?
So we got the KuneKune pigs and we brought them home with, I'm telling you, with a lot of sweat and strain and no blood, I don't think, maybe a little bit, no tears, frustration for sure. But once we got them here, they were happy. They actually kind of loved it. And we thought, this is perfect. And you know what? We really have not had any problem with our KuneKune pigs getting out. First of all, I think they're too fat to walk too far. And secondly, they seem to like where they are. You're a little close. Obviously, we love animals on the homestead, and I think ultimately we've been trying to find the animals that really resonate with kind of who we are, the uniqueness that we are as a family. I mean, we live in a 9-sided house. That's kind of weird, right? We have 9 kids. And I'm kind of crazy and silly, and so partly the KuneKune pigs just made a lot of sense. When we brought them here and they settled in and we got their little place and pasture figured out, you know, their little paddocks rather, we recognized that obviously we're going to need to give them enough room so they can roam around and eat the grass and vegetation. They love apples, and we have tons of apples that fall from some of these apple trees. Well, obviously they got hungry, and or at least Mrs. Large did. She decided she didn't want to just stay in this perfect pen that we had created. She wanted to go explore. She probably wanted to go meet the neighbors. I've seen her maybe once or twice get out and try to go over to the other pigs that we have that will be going to freezer camp in a few weeks. So maybe she just needed to get out of the house. You know, she's been quarantined for so long. Or maybe she just decided she wanted to see what else is on the Happy Place homestead that she hasn't already seen. Be that as it may, I recognized, obviously, that she was not where she was supposed to be. And so I asked Colby to come help me. And we went to go figure out what part of the fence she got out of. You've got my attention. Who says the way to a man's heart is through his stomach? I think it works for a woman's heart too if you're a KuneKune pig. And actually, it's always this little lady who's getting out. It's not anybody else. The entourage. They all know cracks in the bucket. You're gonna want to probably try to she's so dumb. You're gonna need to put a little bit in the, oh, whatever. Hey, Mama. Hey, Mama. Okay. See, they're just a pain. All of these guys are a pain. Good job, good job. Oh, boy. Not good. Okay. I got it. Okay, lift it up for her. I'm riding on top of her. Actually. Oh, sheesh. So right now we're trying to figure out where Milly Large, his wife, got out. And at this point, everybody wants crack. That's what this grain is for them, is crack. But we use it as a last resort to try to move them. So, unfortunately, it makes things difficult. Especially when somebody's filming instead of helping.
Oh, there goes Mr. Large.
All right, Mr. Large. Take a breath. I must not have. So this was connected to the metal fence, which was shorting out the electric, and so, unfortunately, that's a problem. All right. Hey, buddy. That's not just for you. Okay, you little crack baby. Hey, you're being ridiculous. See what's going on, dude. So we're putting the carabiners on, keep Mrs. Large in.
Oh, yeah, I'm feeling it now.
You're feeling it now?
Yeah. So we're gonna need zip ties to attach this to the post or the
Okay.
post, so this doesn't lift up.
I actually have one zip tie on me too. Here's the food. So we found actually where Mrs. Large is getting out. Piggy, 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 piggy. Here, Colby. And that'll do it right there. Here. He's like, all right, I can be bribed. Here's the
one zip.
big carabiner of it. Okay, bro. All right, bro. Ricky Baker.
Biggie, 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 biggie.
Bronchitis. Shake what your mama gave you. How are you gonna find out, Coopy, if these fences are working?
I'm touching it.
You are.
I'm gonna poke it.
So you said 3 of the 4 are working, which is a big deal because if you remember, they weren't working for us. There he is. They're working? That's huge. Woohoo!
Yeah, it's because of the fence. I even told Jude when we were setting this up, we gotta make sure that we can't touch that metal fence, otherwise it's gonna like
Short out, right?
it's gonna suck all the energy.
Yep.
I'm Colby and I'm going to talk to you about electric fencing. Okay, so originally we thought what the problem was is that broken fence was switched up. Like, because one of the wiring does not work. So we thought we had to switch it up and just be fixed, but it didn't work.
So we did. We went over there and we switched the fence around, and by we I mean you and Jude, and then you got that set up, and then it still didn't work. Well, then I actually went over, and I don't know if you know this, but I ended up touching the ground. I'm pushing the ground in more on the electric portion and screwing it in deeper because it didn't seem like it was flush. So when I touched over by the electric power source, I felt a bit of a zap. It wasn't a lot,
Yeah.
But today,
Today, we found out that a lot of the electric fence was attached to the metal fence that's connected to the barn, and that was kind of disrupting a little bit the electricity. It's kind of like stealing all of it. So once we got rid of all of it, the electric fence came back on, and it was a lot stronger than it normally was.
and how did you know it was stronger?
Touched all of it.
All right, what are you doing now?
Now I gotta get the Mrs. Large, and I gotta get her out of the animal pen into her pen. And I don't know how that's gonna turn out.
We'll find out.
We just lost power.
We just got power to the electric fence.
We lost power.
Your solar, that is, but the house is gone.
So we lost power in the house.
Yeah.
Not good. Okay, so literally today it's been one kind of mini crisis to the next. Now we're gonna get Mrs. Large back with her, but I just found out the power's out, so Tuesdays are rocking. Hey everybody, maybe you're new to our channel. Linda and I have been living here in central New York at the Happy Place Homestead for about 5.5 years. We have 9 kids, and we wanted to move to a place where we could be more self-sufficient, live off of our own land, obviously, raise our own animals, know what they were eating, so that we knew what we were eating. And ultimately, it's been an amazing journey. It's been fun. And basically, we wanted to let others know that if we can do it, you can do it. So I hope you like the channel. If you haven't, please like and subscribe and share the news. One remaining duck that we have gotten for free, who have been free ranging, is living large. All right, so Colby is getting Mrs. Large to leave really what she considers to be her new home.
It's too far for her to jump.
Oh, she can jump.
She doesn't want to.
She just doesn't want to. Okay, Mama Large. Come on, Millie. We gotta go. We gotta go out and go see your hubs. So ridiculous. She's like, why would I leave this bountiful harvest of cow poop, goat poop, hay? There you go, Mama. There you go, big lady. Fat bottom. Fat bottom, come on, girl. I'm trying to literally. Okay. Oh, boy. Damn it. Now let me just let you know what it's like trying to push her. It's not easy. She's a... Okay, baby. She does not want to go out. All right. Now she's hiding underneath the hay feeder. So that's another place that was opened?
I think this is a new place that was open.
Well, she was probably trying to get out to get back home.
Yeah, there's an opening right there. That looks like it's been plowed up.
Okay.
I don't know if she's in there.
Because she's back there now.
Is she?
She is. She's eating. She's over there eating with Mr. Large.
Well, she busted her way through.
Yeah.
I need a lot of zip ties though.
Literally, Colby and I trying to push her out, but she wouldn't have it. And then all of a sudden, she is back over here with her family and has plowed through, creating her own lane. And then Diesel is just like, what's up, yo? One of the things about farming or homesteading that many of you might not know is that it's not like putting up wallpaper. Here's what I mean. When you put up wallpaper, you buy the materials that you need, you pick out that pattern that you want, and then you apply the wallpaper. You get it up, you make sure it's just right, that everything's connecting. Linda's done that a lot. She's actually done a whole video on some of the wallpapering she's done. I grew up with a mom who kept wallpapering, I felt like, every other month just to change the vibe of our house. But once you're done, you're done. Like, you can walk into that room. You don't have to worry about it anymore. It's set up. It looks the way you want it to. You're going to find that it's that way every single day. But it's not that way with farming and homesteading. The truth is that you put up fences, but sometimes the fences, they don't hold up as well as you thought they were going to. Or if you have rotational fences like we do, they may not be as secure in one area like they were in another area. The thing about this is that it's easy to get frustrated with that and think, why isn't it just working right? I should be able to come out every day and it be exactly the same. But in a way, even though that's part of the challenge, that's also part of the appeal. Like, knowing that every day you come out and you're going to find a new adventure. Obviously, you want to avoid things that are going to cause you to have a mental breakdown and lose your basket. But the truth is that there is something exciting about the uniqueness of every day. And while today I fed the chickens and the pigs and the goats and the sheep and the cows, it was different today than it was yesterday, than it was the day before. And I kind of like that. I mean, there's a routine, a similarity, a familiarity, but there's also this diversity and difference. And I like that. I hope that you have something like that for you as well, that keeps you on your toes. Forget a gym membership. Just try to move an animal where the animal doesn't want to go. And when that animal weighs like twice as much as you, you're gonna be burning some calories. So after we came inside and we got cleaned up, we knew that the animals were taken care of, and everybody was snug as a bug in a rug. I had still things to do. Linda was finishing up dinner. We had a great meal. And then I did a class that I do every Tuesday online with a bunch of people. It was an incredible night, actually. A good reminder of the things that are important to us. And what's important to us are obviously our farm and our family, our faith. It's kind of nice to gather with people and to share, even though we can't necessarily always get together face to face like we could in the old days. I'm thankful for the internet and the way that we can interact with each other. And so I just want to invite you to interact with us. We'd love to hear from you. Kind of, what's it like for you in a day? What does a day in the life of you look like? We'd love to hear about it. I'm kind of amazed at the way that people live life, the things that they do, the stuff that are, considered important in their life, and where they spend their money, and where they put their time. And so for us, obviously, if you just looked at any day in the life of Chris and Linda and the kids, it's going to be a lot to do with our farm and a lot to do with our family. We love being together, even though sometimes we can drive each other a little crazy. And we certainly love the animals, even though sometimes they don't always do what we want them to do. I'd like to hear about you. So maybe put a comment in the comment section about a day in your life. Also, if you haven't already, maybe you could like and subscribe to our channel. I know it seems crazy, but that kind of stuff really makes a difference to us as we're trying to build this community. And what's kind of nice is to know that we're not alone, and you're not alone. So having these places to go and to be lifted up and encouraged, that's what we love to do. So I hope you enjoyed this little treatment of the day in the life of Chris. It easily could have been the day in the life of the Pagets and the Happy Place Homestead. It's kind of what we do really every day. Until next time.